Three major impediments to Indian businesses and contractors selling their services to the United States and Canada. The American and Canadian markets can be extremely lucrative for businesses and contractors based in India who are capable of effectively selling their services overseas and taking full advantage of the advancements in technology to deliver those services. Nevertheless, the challenges and complexities associated with breaking into these North American markets can feel extremely daunting, such that it is important to begin with an understanding of the more significant impediments to business entry. Number 1. Navigating shifting regulatory and trade policies. One of the most significant hurdles for Indian service providers is the volatility and complexity of international trade regulations, particularly following recent interim trade deals. While new agreements have aimed to lower some reciprocal tariffs, many Indian businesses still struggle with the sudden suspension of previous exemptions, such as the U.S. de minimis rule, which now subjects even small-scale digital and physical service-related shipments to rigorous duty assessments. These shifts necessitate constant monitoring of compliance standards that vary significantly between the U.S. federal system and Canada's provincial regulations. For small to medium enterprises, the cost of hiring specialized legal counsel to manage these evolving tax structures often outweighs the initial profit margins of a contract. Furthermore, the lack of a comprehensive free trade agreement with Canada leaves many service sectors without the most favored nation status that would otherwise streamline entry. Number 2. Stringent data privacy and cybersecurity compliance. In an era dominated by digital service delivery, the alignment between India's Digital Personal Data Protection Act and North American standards, like the General Data Protection Regulation influenced California Consumer Privacy Act, and Canada's Personal Information and Electronic Documents Act, remains a steep mountain to climb. North American clients increasingly demand high-level security certifications and rigorous data handling audits that many independent contractors or smaller Indian firms are not yet equipped to provide. The legal landscape is further complicated by data localization debates, where U.S. and Canadian firms may be hesitant to offshore sensitive information due to fears of non-compliance with their own domestic privacy laws. Consequently, Indian firms must invest heavily in localized cloud infrastructure and advanced encryption protocols to reassure skeptical North American partners. Failure to meet these specific technical and legal benchmarks often results in immediate disqualification during the procurement phase of major contracts. Number 3. High cost of local presence and operational mastery. A recurring barrier for Indian firms is the prohibitive cost and operational difficulty of establishing a local boots-on-the-ground presence required to build deep trust with U.S. and Canadian buyers. Many North American companies prioritize vendors who can provide real-time support within their own time zones, necessitating the expensive setup of satellite offices or the hiring of local business development managers. This presence gap is exacerbated by the high overhead costs of marketing, which must be tailored to specific Western consumer behaviors that differ sharply from the Indian domestic market. For example, while Indian business culture relies on relationship-based networking, the U.S. and Canadian markets demand high-velocity, data-driven sales pitches and immediate responsiveness. Without significant capital to bridge this physical and cultural distance, many Indian contractors find themselves relegated to low-tier subcontracting roles, rather than securing lucrative direct-to-client partnerships. Nevertheless, these and other impediments to foreign business entry can in fact present the opening for those Indian businesses and contractors who see the opportunity that they present by restricting their competitors from pursuing foreign expansion and local U.S. and Canadian businesses becoming complacent such that they are unprepared to compete with upstarts from abroad. In turn, there can be incredible potential for Indians who are interested in pursuing these opportunities, especially with the appropriate U.S. and Canadian partners to facilitate their effective entry. For those Indian businesses and contractors looking to sell their services into the United States and Canada, we welcome you to visit our website to learn how our law firm can be of assistance in your international business pursuits. Thank you.